Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
Satnam Sri Vaheguru, Gurmukhano phal paida, Sach naam samai. Vade mere sahiba, Vadi teri vadai. Vade mere sahiba, Vadi teri vadai. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। गुरु प्यारियों, धन धन प्यारे भाई साहिब सिंह जी, the fifth of the Panj Pyare, born in 1665 in Bidar, Karnataka. Pyareo, in the caste which is involved in cutting hair, barber, this Gursikh by the name of Sahib Chand came into Guru Sahib's sanctuary, grew his love with Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah, starting at the age of 16. Now, this name Sahib, it means master, Malik, the most powerful, the most respected. When we look at all of these Panj Pyare, Bhai Daya Singh Ji, Pyare Bhai Dharam Singh Ji, Bhai Himmat Singh Ji, Bhai Mohkam Singh Ji, and Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, each name is actually referring to a different stage. These are stages that you need to implement, that us as Gursikhs need to implement in order to become one, become the form of that Sahib. Truly, when someone fills their life with Daya, when they grow their compassion, and compassion meaning that they have absolutely no self-interest left. Sara kuch Paramatma da, everything is Guru Sahib's. Everything is for Vaheguru. Complete selflessness. And only through selflessness and compassion, there is Dharam born. Dharam Righteousness. This straightens out your life. This differentiates what the difference is between truth and false. You take the concept, the principle of righteousness, and you act upon it with himmat. This himmat that's happening within you is not your own energy, is not your own effort. You realize by this stage that it's Vaheguru's Shakti, Vaheguru's power that's working through you, that's making you do all of this act. You take that energy, you take that himmat, that courage, and you move towards determination. You're completely detached from everything else in life, and the only thing that you can see is your love for the Guru. To the extent where people may come up to you, they may try to pull you back, but sir dijay, kaan na kijay. There's no looking back after this stage. When you grow your love with Guru Sahib, through compassion you fall in love. You want to give towards Guru Sahib. So what do? You want to go and listen to Kirtan. Through Kirtan, through Katha, through going to the Gurdwara Sahib, you learn righteousness. This is a very simplified way of trying to understand it. When you understand that, the truth, then you move forward and strive to do more. You get so determined, and that determination, that willingness, that to give your head, leave everything else away, it truly eradicates all falsehood, all humma, all illusion, all ignorance inside of your life, and you become one with Sahib. That's what Sahib means. And truly, Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, they've represented that in their life. During many battles of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah, Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, they earned the title of being a great marksman. With their musket, they shot many leaders. And with that bullet flying through the air, truly just like Guru Gobind Singh Ji's arrow flies through the air, wherever it strikes, it liberates. Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji's bullet was of nobody else's but Guru Gobind Singh Ji themselves. It was Guru Gobind Singh Ji's power working through this Gursikh. Gursikh ka andar Sadguru varta hai. The Guru resides within these Gursikhs. Wherever Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, they would go out and fight in these battles, these warriors, they would feel, they would experience, what is this lion that's tackling us, that's fighting us? It's as if it's Waheguru, it's God themselves. Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji represented that. Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, throughout all of these difficulties that we know as the circling of Anandpur Sahib, them leaving Anandpur Sahib, Sarsa Nadi, the battle at the river, then going beyond into Chamkaur di Gadi, Pyare, in this battle of Chamkaur, where Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, Pyare Bhai Himmat Singh Ji, and Pyare Bhai Mokab Singh Ji, these three beloveds of the Panj Pyare, of the original Panj Pyare, they became Shaheed in this battle. Pyare Bhai Himmat Singh Ji and Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, after they hear that Mohkam Singh Ji has just given Shaheedi, both of these Gursikhs, they sit in front of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah, they say, Guru Sahib, they're knocking on our doors, they're trying to get in, let us go out, release us. And just like hawks are released from the cage, they fly out into that battle. They move, they shake all the enemy warriors. They start thinking, what is going on? Has everybody run away? Why is everyone moving backwards? And these great lions of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they're tearing through, they're fighting in this battle. Pyare, the poets describe that it was as if roses were blossoming from their bodies. These roses of wounds, as bullets and as arrows would strike them, as blows would cut them, these roses of the Guru's love was sprouting out from each and every one of their wounds. The blood was oozing out, the nectar was oozing out. And fighting in that battle, Pyare Bhai Himmat Singh Ji, Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, they attained Shaheedi in the year 1705. Chamkaur di Gadi, Guru Gobind Singh Ji watched as these beautiful warriors of theirs, they attained Shaheedi, they attained martyrdom. Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, after attaining Shaheedi there, truly, first they were spiritually one with Paramatma. Internally, they were Sahib, they were the form of Paramatma, the power was working through them. But now, physically now as well, after their body has now been laid to rest in that battlefield, Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji and Guru Gobind Singh Ji, there's no difference left anymore. And that's what it means for us, that Panchi Parmeshwar, that when we refer that there's one Sikh and there's two Doi Sad Sang, Panchi Parmeshwar, and when there's 5 complete Gursikhs, they gather together. Don't think that that's just 5 people or 5 saints that came together. No, that is the complete form of God. The significance of the number 5 comes in Gurbani so many times. We talk about the 5 virtues. We speak about the Panj Vikars, the 5 vices. We speak about the 5 stages, the Panj Khand, referring to Dharam Khand. We speak about Gyan Khand, Karm Khand, Sarm Khand, Sach Khand. The 5 phases, the 5 realms. We refer to the Panj Pyare. In the morning we read Panj Baniya, We have Panj Pyare, 5 articles of faith that we adorn, that are part of our body. These blessings. ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, ਸੱਚੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਇਹ ਪੰਚੀ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਜਿੱਥੇ 5 ਗੁਣ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. You have ਧਰਮ, you have daya, you have dharam, you have himmat, you have mokam. Truly these qualities, they turn you into the form of Sahib. It leads you to that becoming the form of Paramatma. Anything that becomes and touches or is associated with Guru Sahib, it's like Guru Sahib has this power that whatever Guru Sahib touches also becomes a form of Guru Sahib, earns the same respect. That's why we call Guru Sahib Sachi Galya the Paras, the philosopher's stone. Tum Paras hum lo, mil kanchan hoya ram. That you are the stone that if we touch you to even metal, which is I'm like metal, I'm worthless. But when you touch me, then I become gold. That's why when we refer to Ramallah Sahib, this beautiful cloth or clothing that's on top of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Sache Pacha, we refer it to the name Sahib. It's not just a cloth anymore, it's not a shiny cloth. It's referred to as Ramallah Sahib, Sahib meaning master. This Ramallah is also the Guru, the Khalsa Panth's master. The umbrella, the canopy on top, we call that a Chandoa Sahib. It's not just an umbrella, it's a Chandoa Sahib. Every word has a significance behind it. We say Chaur Sahib, Ramallah Sahib, Siri Sahib, because Shastran ke Adeen hai Raj, this Khalsa Panth looks upon these Shastras as the form of Guru Sahib. Yeh hai hamare Peer. That's why this Kirpan is also referred to as a Siri Sahib. That place where we gather and we do Sangat, it's not just a building, it's not a temple. It's called a Gurdwara Sahib, the door towards the Guru. Anything that touches and is associated with Waheguru, which is the ultimate master, and in the physical form we refer to Guru Sahib in this world, that's Sahib. Even those Gursikhs, they are referred to Sahib as well. We call people Bhai Sahib, Singh Sahib. This Sahib Shabad, this word Sahib, is much beyond than what we consider it to be on a daily basis, on a regular basis. There's a small joke that I want to share of what the significance is. Even those places that we travel to that are associated, that have historical value with Guru Sahib, we call it Amrit Sahib. We call it Sri Anandpur Sahib, Sri Hazur Sahib. Nobody says Sri Toronto Sahib. Nobody says Sri London Sahib. Nobody says Sri France or Sri Paris. This might sound as a joke, but Pyareo, this vocabulary that we have inside of Gursikhi is absolutely beautiful. And this small joke, there was this Mastana, this carefree Nahang Singh who sat on a train. He's in tune with the love of Guru Sahib. He lives his life in this way. And there was a time in history. There was a time in history when these Gursikhs, they did such great remarkable things in history, and they started an engine. And after that time, they were considered to not have to pay the train tax, the train fare when traveling. Kat, I'm not going to get into that. My point is, this Singh is sitting on a train, and somebody sitting beside him asked, they said, "Where are you going?" And the person said, "I'm going to Amritsar." This Singh got up, slapped him across the face, and he said, "It's not Amritsar, it's called Sri Amritsar Sahib." Oh, he said, "Okay, sorry." Then he asked the next person, When the person came to collect the fares, he asked the next person, where are you going? He said, I'm taking this train all the way south. I'm trying to go to Hazur Sahib. And instead of Hazur, he just said Nanded. He said Hazur. And he got slapped across the face as well. The next person, he said, I want to go to Anandpur. He got slapped across the face as well. The Singh said, it's not Anandpur, it's Sri Anandpur Sahib. Now the third, fourth person in line, he got scared. He said, if I don't say Sahib, I'm going to get slapped across the face. This person was trying to go to Delhi. And when the train conductor asked him, where are you traveling to? He said, I'm going to Delhi Sahib. And at that time, the Singh got up, slapped him across the face. He said, it's not Delhi Sahib, it's Delhi. Delhi has such great asthans of Guru Sahib as well. But those places that were founded that are strictly associated with just Guru Sahib, we consider them to be also Sahib, the form of master, the form of Akal Purkh, the form of Guru Sahib. We respect them in that way. Gatra Sahib. Even I've seen Gursikhs referred to as the Malla Sahib. In our modern lingo or modern days, we just call it a pug, we just call it a dastar, we just call it Dastar Sahib, the Malla Sahib. These great words that we should associate. And even Palki Sahib, where Guru Granth Sahib Ji Sache Paatshah sits and they're carried. The Sangata, with such devotion they carry this beautiful word Sahib is associated with it. Let's talk about this. The Khalsa is the form of Sahib. Guru Sahib says, Hon Khalse ka, Khalsa mero. That I am the Khalsa's and the Khalsa is mine. Consider there to be no difference. And these Gursikhs that live according to this rahat, they live according to this conduct. They instill this dharm inside of them. They have the himmat and the determination of mokam. They become Sahib. Guru Sahib says, Rahni rahe soi Sikh mera. O Sahib, main uska chehra. They say that these Gursikhs that live their life according to the code of conduct of my command, the words of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah. Rahni rahe soi Sikh mera, they can be considered a Sikh of mine. Only the people that live according to that conduct. They need that determination, that righteousness, that level of courage. Not just saying I have courage, I can stand up to people and I'm willing to give a speech and look, I wasn't scared. Not that type of determination, not that type of courage. The courage to stand in front of 1 million people, 10 million people, even if arrows are being shot at you, spears are being thrown at you. You know this is the end of your life. You're going to be given all the pains of life. You're going to be tortured in life. Even then you're saying, for this, I'm willing to do everything because this is my expression of true love. This helps me link. This is my true connection, my knot of love that's tied with my Guru. Tori na tute, shori na shute, aisi madho khinchitani. Nothing in the world can cut it and tear it. That's what the true love of Guru Sahib of mine is like. So many examples in history, Pyareo. These Gursikhs, Rahat Pyari Mujhko, Sikh Pyara Nahi, the words of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. That I do not consider those people, just because they call themselves Sikh, they're not beloved to me. By just calling yourself something and doing the opposite, that doesn't mean anything. It means you're a hypocrite. And Maharaj has always condemned the hypocrisy of saying one thing and doing the other. Guru Sahib Sache Paatshah says that Rani rahe soi Sikh mera, that Rahat Pyari Mujhko, that the Rahat, the code of conduct, the discipline that somebody follows, the actions that they do, how they live their life, how they express to me, how they express to the world of a true Khalsa that they are, that they have all of these qualities, they're willing to and they're capable of to stand in front of the Panj Pyare, and if need be, they can take the place of Pyare Bhai Daya Singh Ji. Do they have the same qualities in their life? If Bhai Daya Singh Ji is not there, if Bhai Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji is not there, can this Gursikh of mine stand in that place, and do they have the same qualities? And can they become Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji? Or are they not? Are they just considering themselves something and they're doing something else? Nahi pyareo. Gursikhan vaste ਰਹਿਤ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਤਕੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ. These are the steps, these are the determinations that take you to become that Sahib. Sahib mera eko hai. That ek Paramatma, which is Guru Sahib, which is Waheguru, which is Paramatma, not caring about anything else. Sahib mera eko hai. Even when we leave this world, that's the only thing that we're thinking about. Deho sajan assi sadiyan, kyun hove Sahib syo mehil. That I go and merge with this Sahib, this master of mine, the one that controls and aware of my thoughts, the one that's the creator of this world. Oh Sahib, main uska chehra. Guru Sahib says that this person that follows this rahat, that lives according to this, they are considered to be my Sikh, and not just my Sikh, they are my master. In all of Gurbani, we refer to Guru Sahib as a master, Ramallah Sahib as a master, the Saad Sangat as the master, things associated, these Gursikhs. But Guru Sahib says, if you follow this path, then you are my master, you are my Sahib. Pero that's the form that we need to become. At this stage, I can't speak about the worldly masters, which you consider people that you might look up to. You have these masters classes, the masters courses. Those masters are absolutely dust compared to Guru Sahib. The absolute dust to the person that Guru Sahib is considering to be their master. Oh Sahib, main uska chehra. Imagine that type of master. Where Guru Gobind Singh Ji themselves, they're bowing down to Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, Pyare Bhai Daya Singh Ji, Pyare Bhai Dharam Singh Ji, Pyare Bhai Himmat Singh Ji, Pyare Bhai Mughal Singh Ji, these beautiful 5 beloved forms of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Their faces are radiating. Guru Sahib is mirrored within them. Guru Gobind Singh Ji bows down to them and asks them for Amrit. Pyare, we're celebrating these days of Vaisakhi, the celebration of Khalsa Sadhana Divs. It's born from submission, it's born from love, it's born from sacrifice, it's born from detachment, determination, becoming one. Khalsa is Waheguru, Khalsa is Guru, Khalsa is God. The physical army of God in this world, and the army of God, they are Waheguru. If we're referring to the 9.6 crore Fauj, that number that's been given to the Khalsa Panth, and the rule, the mission of the Khalsa Panth, it's to rule across the world with righteousness, for freedom, with love and compassion for everybody across the world. That is what we call Halimi Raj, complete humility. That's what we call Khalsa Raj. Just protesting, just having conversations and debates, these may be efforts, but that true Khalsa Raj comes when the Khalsa is available to take that Raj. And if there's no Khalsa and everyone else is just calling themselves a Sikh and not really a Sikh, not following these codes of conducts, not living that life in the way Guru Sahib intended it to be, and instead making excuses, well, Guru Sahib didn't really mean that, it was a metaphor, it was this. Your mind will try to make all of these excuses. You have not gone to the stages of Dharam. You have not gone to the stages of Himmat. How can we discuss the stages of Sahib? Pyareo Sahib utte furne bandya. That is where you rise above the 3 stages of this world, the 3 states of this world, of doing good positive deeds, doing deeds where you just live your life, and doing negative, going into the state of vices. These 3 forms of Maya, the positive, the neutral, and the negative. But you want to rise above all of this illusion, become the form of that Paramatma, where you have no birth and death of thoughts, where you have no awareness of myself being there. Nahi pyareo, Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, the moment they went from Pyare Bhai Sahib Chand, from Sahib Chand to Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji, there was no ego left in them. There was no ignorance left in them. You cannot consider them to be the same person. And don't think that these Panj Pyare, we've been doing these talks over the last 5 days and putting them towards you on YouTube. Every day we're discussing a different concept of referring to the Panj Pyare. But sachi gall hai, do not think that these 5 beloveds were just random people that showed up that day and Guru Sahib said that I need a head, and this person just happened to have that to be there in the right moment, there at the right time, and got up and said, oh, I'll do it. Nahin pyareo, years of seva, lifetimes of seva. Some Mahampurkhs have even said this, and they've written this down, that these beautiful beloved Panj Pyare, they aren't just random people that are there in ignorance. These are great saints and bhagats. These are great devotees that have spent lifetimes and lifetimes in love with Vaheguru, doing meditation, removing their ignorance. When they're at the very peak and all they needed was that little drop of Amrit, they were incarnated into these forms. They came into the Sangat of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and they were just waiting for that moment. They were dying for that for years and lifetimes prior to it. It was that desire, it was that thirst that led them towards that Amrit. It wasn't just, well, I think I'm ready now, I think I should do it, because nahi, pyareo, it wasn't just by chance that they were there. And you might think to yourself that, well, if I was there, I would have gotten up. But guess what? I could have become the next Pyare Bhai Daya Singh Ji. Nahi, that's not how it works. If that is the case, you can become Pyare Bhai Daya Singh Ji now. You can become Pyare Bhai Sahib Singh Ji now. It took lifetimes to be there and earn that Amrit, pyareo. And now you have this chance. You're hearing Katha, you're hearing Gurbani, you're hearing the Itihas, the history of Guru Sahib, history of these Gursikhs. Pyareo, you are blessed. Lifetimes and lifetimes go in vain without having the ability. These Panj Pyare, they had that faith, that determination, that love to become the form of Paramatma, to leave all their pains aside, pyareo. And we're faced with the same question today. Let's implement Gurbani into our heart. Follow the path. Every aspect of our lifestyle should resonate Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah. We look in the mirror, we should see Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Paatshah looking back at us. Pero tahi ye gall banni hai, nahi ta baki sa ਐਵੇਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਆ. ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, you can have debates, you can have concepts and philosophies and all this kind of stuff. They're good, they might discipline your mind a little bit. They might become an exercise for your mind. You might be able to do good things in the world and help remove people's doubts, maybe, maybe not. But je andar oh roshni nahi jagi, if that light hasn't begun to shine inside of you, and you've completely dove into the ocean of Guru's love, then all of those other things will go in vain. Apan Guru da naam jap ke ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਜੀਵਨ ਸਫਲਾ ਕਰੀਏ. Let's recite God's name with true love and make our life fruitful that we've been blessed with. So ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਬੇਨਤੀਆਂ ਮਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ while speaking, while talking. I've made many mistakes. ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਗੱਜ ਵੱਜ ਕੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਉਣੀ ਜੀ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ.